It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. My friends, for the past 3 years, every Women's History Month in March, we have been featuring our favorite songs by women in our monthly fan favorites video countdown. And this past March of 2024, it was our third volume. And one of the songs that I heard as part of that countdown was This Flight Tonight by Joni Mitchell. And at the time, I had not heard it, even though I own the album Where It Resides, Blue, her fourth album, which was released in 1971. It's right here behind me. It's got a lovely album cover there, and it's a classic album from Joni Mitchell. And during that video, I was informed about this Scottish rock band called Nazareth, where they had done their own cover of the song, and they changed it apparently from this intimate, lovely folk song into a driving rock song. So here's what I want to do today. I've been wanting to do this for several months, ever since I did this reaction. I want to share with you my first time listen to Joni's version that was filmed back in March. And then I'm going to come back and listen to the Nazareth cover of it with all of you here in real time. So first, I want to show you my first time listen to Joni Mitchell's This Flight Tonight. Wow, okay, off we go to the second one. This is going to be from Joni Mitchell, a little more mainstream, okay? And it's called This Flight Tonight, and it comes from Hackbert. Thank you, Hackbert. And Hackbert says this is from Joni's 1971 album Blue, which is currently up in consideration for our extended play lounge. It's currently not winning, and it's also an album that I have, although I've never really put the album on. I've listened to a song here or there from it. I've never listened to the album front to back, and I don't know if I know this song specifically. Let me get back to what Hackbert said. He says, I present This Flight Tonight, a song of regret for leaving her lover on a flight and wishing to return. This song was made further famous by the Scottish band Nazareth. I don't know who Nazareth is, y'all. The Scottish band Nazareth, who hardened it up with the driving opening riff that in turn inspired Nancy Wilson of Heart to write the Barracuda riff. Well, there you go. Joni was impressed with the makeover of the song. She says when she was recording at A&M, we were just starting an American tour. We all happened to be in the studio the day the single was released, so we were introduced to her and told her what we had done. She said, "What, with the rock band?" So Joni paid the Scottish band the greatest compliment after This Flight Tonight became a worldwide hit for them. I still don't know who Nazareth is, y'all. It came in at number 11 in the UK. Wow. She was playing a gig in London and told the audience, "I'd like to open with a Nazareth song." It's great to have a bit of humor in there, isn't it? So let's take a look and see what this one is all about. Joni is regretting leaving her lover and getting on a plane. So let's see what This Flight Tonight is all about. Here we go. Down in A flat.
Look out the left, the captain said. The lights down there, that's where we'll land. I saw falling, star burn up above the Las Vegas sand.
Really cool guitar.
It wasn't the one that you gave to me that night down south between the trailers. Not the early one that you can wish upon.
She's going up to the 4
Not
chord,
the northern one that guided
and then
the
back to
sailors. Oh, star bright, star bright,
Star bright,
you've
star
got the
bright,
loving
you've got
that
the
I
loving
like,
that I
all
like,
right.
all right.
Turn this crazy bird around. I shouldn't have gone this flight tonight.
I shouldn't have gone on this flight tonight. Such an iconic vocal color. Classic.
You thought the touch so gentle and sweet, but You got that look so critical. Now I can't talk to you, baby, I get so weak. Sometimes I think love is just mythical.
I do too. Sometimes I think love is mythical.
Lightness
hard to
everywhere,
describe.
a little light shine. Oh, darkness, dragging me down. Come on, light the candle in this poor heart of mine. Oh, starbright, you got the loving that I like. All right, turn this crazy bird around.
I can almost feel her moving around the microphone. Because the spaciousness in this, it's intimate, yet you can hear little, almost aspect movements with the guitars and her voice.
Out of my mind, they're playing.
They're playing Goodbye Baby, Baby Goodbye. Ooh, ooh, love is blind.
Up go the flaps,
Interesting
down
little
go the
spot there.
wheels. I hope you got your heat turned on, baby. I hope they finally fixed your automobile. Hope it's better when we meet again, baby. Starbright, you got the love that I like. All right, turn this crazy bird around. Shouldn't have on this flight tonight.
One of the things that I really love about folk singers, singer-songwriters, is that they tend to write for themselves, which means that they tend to not really oversing or put themselves in situations where they're going to really strain their voice, because the idea is to be a storyteller with your music. And so the melody goes up and down like a storyteller would inflect their voice, and she's never out of her element in terms of trying to reach or strain for a voice, or for a note, either high or low. And it makes for a really lovely, just intimate little listening session. I love that. I hadn't heard it before. At least it was unfamiliar to me. So I don't know if Blue is going to win the poll and come back and win or not. But before long, I do want to get to that album. It's going to be a good one to listen to. Well, y'all, Joni's album Blue ended up not winning that poll. We ended up listening to Rumors from Fleetwood Mac, which was quite wonderful in itself. And to this day, y'all, I have yet to listen to this entire album. I've been saving that experience for a future extended play lounge, and it has not happened yet. So I'm still eager to get to that entire album. So let's get to the Nazareth cover of this song. Joni's version, remember, comes out in 1971. And Nazareth releases their version in 1973. Apparently, Nazareth, the guys in the band, were big fans of Joni. They used to listen to her music as they traveled on tour, and this Flight Tonight was one of their favorite songs. So when they were recording their fourth album, which is called Loud and Proud, which, by the way, was produced by Roger Glover of Deep Purple, pretty cool, they ended up including this cover of This Flight Tonight. It's one of 3 covers that they included on that album. They also covered The Ballad of Hollis Brown by Bob Dylan and Teenage Nervous Breakdown from Little Feat. So that would be a fun album to listen to as well, right? But this version I have yet to hear, so I am quite eager. It's been months leading up to this, and it's time, y'all. Let's listen to Dan McCafferty on lead vocals, Daryl Sweet on drums, percussion, and backing vocals, Pete Agnew on bass and backing vocals, and Manny Charlton on some guitars and backing vocals. This is This Flight Tonight, interpreted by Nazareth. Off we go. They changed the key. Goes to the 4.
Start burning high above the Las Vegas sand.
I'll be darned.
It wasn't the one that you gave to
It's got that Iron Maiden
that
gallop in
down
it.
south between the trailer. Not the early one that you wish you found. Not the northern one that guides in the sailor.
Back to 1. They're in G, where Joni was in A flat.
That touch so gentle and sweet, but you've got that look so critical. Can't talk the
And they're just doing verses so far.
Sometimes I think that love is just mythical.
Sometimes I think love is just mythical.
Up there's a heaven, down there's a
Another verse.
blackness
They're doing like
everywhere
all
I
4
live,
verses before they get to a chorus.
blackness dragging me down. Come on out again, in this heart of mine.
Great vocal, y'all.
Starbright,
There it is.
starbright, you got the loving that I like. Turn this crazy body round. Should not have
Flat 7.
this crazy night.
I like it, y'all. It's a really cool interpretation of it. It does remind me of that Barracuda riff that Hackford told us about in that previous read-in, right?
I'm drinking sweet champagne, got the headphones up high. Can't drop you out of my mind. They're singing.
All of a sudden, we went back into like the 50s for a second.
Go the blacks, down go the wheels. Hope you got your heat turned on, baby. Hope they finally fix your automobile. Hope it's better when we meet again, babe. Starbright, starbright, you got the love
It really works.
like.
Turn this crazy bird around, y'all. Shouldn't be on this flight. Gotta be back home with my baby. What am I doing? Flat 7. I'll be darned. I understand now, y'all. It's such a groovy tune. When Joni sings it, it does have that openness to be able to add that riff. The main thing that they've done is increase the tempo, right? So it's faster, but not by a ton. Joni's is a lot of like acoustic guitar and some lovely, her lovely vocals, right? But what they're doing is setting that driving riff, that galloping riff, and it just fuels that version of the song. Really cool. The main thing that I noticed is that Joni's version was in A flat major. They moved it down to G, which I think is a little bit easier to play as a rock band in terms of a key itself. The vocals were, I think, really well done. He's got an interesting and unique color to his voice, kind of raspy, and he's getting up there in Joni's range and doing some of his own unique contours and takes on that original melody. It reminds us of Joni's song, but it's definitely a new take on it, and it's just a wonderful thing to dive in and see just how these musical ideas, even when you've got the same chord progressions, the same words, the same basic melody, and you change the instrumentation a bit, you do a little bit of tinkering here, you do a little bit of tinkering there, and you've got a new version that owes its creation to this other one, and yet they're completely autonomous, each one of them. And it makes sense to me that Joni would now call this a Nazareth song. It did very well for Nazareth. It charted high, and this album, Loud and Proud from Nazareth, I think from what I read, is one of their more commercially successful of their career. And so there you go, friends. What started back in March is me hearing this Joni song for the first time, and immediately I had patrons going, hey, the Nazareth version, you got to do that too. You got to check them out. It's been months since I've gotten around to it, but I'm finally getting to it today, and it was a very lovely experience to hear how Nazareth did their cover. Which one do you like better is my question. As I'm sitting here, I don't know if I have a preferred version. The Joni version is more aligned with my usual sensibilities. But for a rock song, if I had never heard Joni's version, I would trust and respect this song as it is. And I think that's the mark of a really great cover version, right? So kudos to Joni, kudos to Nazareth, and kudos to all of you for helping keep me in line and get me onto this alternate version of This Flight Tonight. This has been fun, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me today. We'll see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.